Thoughts on the first couple days?
Good energy. Logistically, I think we got a lot of guys pulling in the same direction, which is good, and I thought that our guys came out energetic. They were excited. We're asking them to do a lot of new things, and we've changed a lot of terminology, and they've responded, and they're trying to do the things that we're asking them to do. And, we got some talented kids on our team, so that's fun. And it's been quietly optimistic, a good first 2 days.
Yeah, obviously there's a lot of shuffling going on right now too, and it makes sense. It's the new staff, first couple days of spring. I guess how much are you just trying to just see, how people mesh with each other and just trying to see things right now, I guess?
Well, we've had a good opportunity over the past couple months. Coach Lashley's had a great schedule for us to build in, so we're starting to build those relationships, and I do think that, they've been eager to try to buy in and do the things that we're asking them to do, and there's always a learning curve when you change terminology and when you change style of offense or defense. I'm sure Coach Simons will talk about that. So any time that you get in those situations, then there's a little bit of a learning curve. But I think that they've been responsive, and they're smart, and they're eager to learn, and they're up here doing extra, kind of on their own. And, so that's been a fun part. We got a long way to go, but from an energy standpoint, it's been good.
Just how fun is it to be in that meeting room and be talking about things, and then finally get them on the field doing those things?
Yeah, spring practice is one of my favorite times of year because it's the ultimate development time, right? There's few other sports have this opportunity where you can just go in there. You don't have the weight of competition, so you get a lot of different reps to a lot of different guys, and everybody on the team's got an opportunity to develop, to be the best version of themselves. And so this gives us a great opportunity. And it's true, it's the purest form of coaching, right? You get in there and you got a great opportunity to improve a guy, in our sport and also, for his life. So
when you talk about the shuffling, like within specific groups, offensive line, for instance, Jalen Thomas, I think, has played 3 positions already in the last 2 days. How much input do you have on trying guys at different spots, or do you leave that to Coach Justice and the other position coaches and let them sort it out and bring it back to you?
Well, we all get together kind of as a staff. On offensively, we get together and we say, boy, this is every day we say, boy, this is the depth chart that we're going to go out with. This is how we're going to operate. Let's make sure that we see that. When you got a weapon like Jalen, you got to make sure that you get the most out of him, and we're trying to help him in his development for the next level. When he gets to that point, we want to make sure that he's got the skills and tools to play multiple positions at that level, and so. But yeah, we're trying to breed competition in this program. That's a big deal about Coach Lashley, So we want to make sure that we got great competition, and we want to be able to respond to adversity. So we are trying to put them in as many situations as we possibly can where they have to do that. So where they have to compete and they have to respond.
Obviously, it's a good period for development for players, but I feel like as someone who's about to start calling plays for the first time, this would be a good chance to really kind of just try some things out and develop your own play calling strategies or just flow or anything like that. Is that maybe it for you? Or?
Well, it's a great opportunity, but first time in this chair, so there's a lot of new things that getting an opportunity to do. I've been around it a long time. I've had a piece of it for a long time. So, but for it to be completely kind of under there is new, and it's fun, and it's something exciting every day to get to jump in there and be a part of. And you're right, there's a development that exists to all of us, and I think that's why we enjoy coaching. I go by the hallway and Coach Justice is in there watching NFL films, seeing how he can teach what it is that we want to do better, and I can see Coach Lyons is always grind. We all kind of have habits of self-improvement that we talk about a lot, and spring practice always gives us an opportunity to do that. So.
Just how big, the competitions aren't going to be settled in the spring, but how much does the spring kind of help you see, well, this guy, we taught it to him yesterday and he's doing it well. How much can you kind of maybe pick up on some of those things that do help make that decision?
Yeah, absolutely. It's an evaluation on a bunch of levels. There's a learning deal, there's a translation. It's, a lot of people can learn in the classroom, and then when the bullets start flying, it's, boy, how do we react? And so it's, you try to put them in hard situations. You try to put them in harder situations than they would actually face in a game, potentially, to make sure to see how they would respond and to see how they can handle, the volume of information, and then the decel, and then the translation, and then maybe we called something conceptually, but it's out of a different formation, so it's a different guy doing a different technique, and, you do challenge them. And again, that's part of the competition, and that's part of the growth, and that's part of the forced development that you that you can kind of breed and that you can control, which is important.
The most high-profile battle is always going to be quarterback, and what criteria are most important to you, and do you have a timeline for when you would like to make a decision, or could this roll into camp in August or the week before the first game?
Yeah, we got 2 great players here, and I think you ask about criteria. We want winners. We've got 2 winners. We like touchdown passes. We got a lot of touchdown passes between them, and we got guys that want to lead, and they're both great leaders. So it's, Tanner was great starting quarterback here. He's the guy that's taking the first reps right now. He's doing that. Obviously, we feel great about Preston coming in here and helping push that and just forcing competition at that position. But who knows when we'll say, boy, this guy's going to be the starter and this guy's not. Right now, it's what we've told our team is that every position on this team is up for competition, and there's certainly guys that have established themselves on this team that are not going to have a problem playing on this team. So it's but we want everyone on this team to feel like, man, they got to go in there and they got to compete every day to be the best version of themselves in order to help the team. So that's we talk about team a lot.
Rasheed said that Coach Lyons acts different than he looks, and he said that he headbutted him the other day, just helmet to headbutt. How would you describe Coach Lyons?
Coach Lyons is awesome. Yeah. He brings unbelievable energy every day. He brings unbelievable experience. For a guy in my chair, hearing from a guy who's sat in that chair, man, he's been an awesome resource for me. He's a great resource just for our team. He wears a lot of hats. He's the assistant head coach, and so he went in there, and we were having some trouble early on with maybe some class attendance stuff, and he went in there and cleaned that up for our whole team, and we've had 0 misses this week. So we're really excited about. I'm so excited to work with Rob, and he does a great job, and he does a great job with our players, and they respond to him, and he kind of speaks softly, but he carries a big stick too, and he's a great guy and a great resource to have in our program.
He hasn't headbutted you yet.
No, not yet, thank goodness. But it's not, he would probably. So.
Going off that, receiving room looks a little different than what was here last year, but a lot of talent, a lot of skill set. Just how fun is it to see some guys that have some experience and maybe some guys that don't, that can make an impact?
Yeah, well, I think going into spring, it's terrifying to watch. It's exciting for SMU football as a whole, but it's terrifying to watch that kind of productivity walk out the door, And so we're so happy for Danny and Reggie and those guys that built this program and have done everything for it. But there's certainly, with their departure, it opens up opportunities, and I think that you can see flashes of athleticism, you can see flashes of commitment, you can see flashes. And certainly what you do with flashes is you put them in a competitive environment, make them respond to adversity, and see them get better and better and better.
I feel like in the football community, anyone who sees someone go through not only one season-ending injury, but like 2 or 3, kind of like Beau Corrales has kind of gone through, your heart goes out to him a little bit. I guess how nice is it for you just to see him playing smooth and healthy?
Oh, I'm so excited for Beau. Beau was the very first guy that went and saw when we got here, So I got hired Friday and we flew down Monday and met his parents. So it was a great opportunity. I've got a little bit of a connection to Beau because through my dad at North Carolina, and so we had built a relationship through that. And he's obviously a wonderful kid, and he's a guy that's driven and he's hungry and he's different, right? These newcomers, that is the magic of the transfer world, is you get guys that are not necessarily concerned about dressing up in uniforms and doing all that. They're here, they're serious, they're about business, they've got specific goals, they're more mature, and Beau's a fighter, and he is, it's great to watch him run around out there.